We're live! Merry Christmas, everybody! This is so exciting. Yay! We're here to talk all things, whatever we want to talk about movies, theater, whatever we want to talk about. And I'm excited to do this fun live stream. And I am film and theater critic Rachel Wagner, and I have two guests, surprise, two guests with me for this live stream. I have my friend Terry's here. Are you there, Terry? Oh, maybe we lost her. And Michelle's here.
Hey everyone.
There we go. There's Michelle. We'll find Terry eventually. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, considering I've had such a nightmare trying to get connected to the internet the last hour, it's a miracle that I'm the one that's connected.
Yeah. Well, it's tricky sometimes. I mean, we take it for granted, that we can do this with
it's crazy. My what I told you, I recently got a puppy.
Oh yeah.
So I put my Christmas lights up the other day, and they stopped working, and I was like, that's weird, and I'm like trying to kind of figure out what was happening, and then the internet went out, and I was like, oh for goodness sake, what's happening? And I'm trying to kind of investigate, and the puppy had chewed through multiple wires. No. And I was like, right, so I don't have like the internet, and I was like, I'll put on Netflix, and I'm like, no, I don't have the internet, I can't do anything. So I had to order the new wire.
For getting a puppy.
Yeah, it serves me right.
How's your other dog? You're getting along with the new dog?
Not great. I think that the puppy is, the puppy's only 15 weeks, I think. So he is at that very, very annoying stage where he's sort of testing boundaries, getting more confident. So my dog comes down kind of ever so often, and then kind of gets a look at him and sees he's got too much energy, then goes back upstairs. My big dog, he spends more time in my bed than me. He's loving life. He's loving life just now. He just gets to chill out all day.
The new dog, what kind of dog is he?
So he's a crossbreed, the same as the one I've got. So he's not the same crossbreed, but sort of mixed. He's German Shepherd, Golden Retriever mix. So he'll be a big boy.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. Well, Terry, did we find you again?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. I had no idea what was going on because it was all working, but of course it would be me. Yeah. I'm technologically slow.
Yes, we can hear you. This is great. And we have the chat room open. So, and there's already, we'll catch up with everybody's great questions. And you can do the super chat if you feel like sponsoring and supporting the pod and everything I do. That would be amazing. That would be incredible. If you have a particularly in-depth question that might take a little more time or something like that, then that would be great. So let's dive in. There's lots to talk about, but let's just dive into the questions. Why not? And then we'll talk about what we've been watching, particularly the Christmas movie scene. And then there's of course some current new event news that we will comment on and talk about. Okay, so we have the first questions. What are your thoughts on the news that Universal Pictures and DreamWorks Animation are making a third Puss in Boots film? So everybody knows I loved and adored the second Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's one of the biggest surprises I've had in recent years. But the thing is maybe I shouldn't have been that surprised, because DreamWorks sequels have almost always been an improvement upon the original films. Even ones that I don't love that much, I would still say the sequel is probably an improvement. Like I think the second Boss Baby is probably better than the first Boss Baby. And so they just have, and it's very unusual because most of the time there's a downgrade, in a sequel. But the second Shrek movie is definitely better than the first one. The second Kung Fu Panda, definitely better. The How to Train Your Dragon movies are all good. But there's certainly not a downgrade, I wouldn't say. You certainly put the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is far superior over the first one. So I say go for it. I feel pretty confident. And I mean, I think you could argue that the second Madagascar movie or the third Madagascar movie are better than the first. I mean, they're just they just have an amazing track record when it comes to their sequels. So I'm a fan. Do you have any thoughts on that, Terry?
I'd rather see. I actually haven't seen the last Puss in Boots movie, but I mean, it looked fantastic from
Yeah.
from the trailers and stuff. But like, why not? If it made money and if there's an appetite for more, I'd rather see that than this new Shrek movie that's
Yeah,
coming out.
same.
So
Me too. I mean, I'm curious to see with this new Shrek movie if they do some of the hybrid interesting animation because that was one of the surprises about The Last Wish was it was so visually interesting. And I'll be curious to see. I mean, a lot of people complained about the animation in the trailer for this Shrek 5, but that to me is interesting, as an
yeah,
animation
well,
fan.
especially because you're introducing this possibly to you are to
Yeah,
like newer audiences.
you're right.
Like this might be like the first time a child sees a Shrek movie, and then
Yeah.
you've got to
Well,
keep
and
it current. You
yeah,
know,
and Shrek 4 is not that bad. I know it's a
I don't
ringing
even.
endorsement, but it's not. It's Shrek 3 is absolutely horrible. I hated that movie.
I
But
don't
the
remember
fourth
what the
one,
last Shrek movie I saw. I think I saw Shrek 3 in the theater and spent the majority of time online to go to the restroom and missed half that movie. And I took kids
oh,
to that
it's
movie and they were
rough.
like, "What happened to you?" I was like, "Well, I was online."
I hate that movie,
Think
Shrek 3.
that's
But
the
Shrek
one
4
where they
is like an
have
It's a
Snow
Wonderful
White.
Life
Yeah.
take. It's like what would the world be like with no Shrek
No, I haven't
and
seen that one.
Rumpelstiltskin as a character? It's not awful. It's fine. Like it's
Was
not
Shrek 3
amazing, but
the one with Snow White? Or like they had princesses, they were in jail or something.
yeah,
I
I
can't
think I
remember
think
what it
so. I
was.
just it's one where he has babies.
Well, I
What
don't
the
remember.
anyway.
I can't remember because I spent half the
It's
time online
awful.
for the restroom. So I'm sorry. It's the only
Well,
time I ever watched it.
Michelle, do you have any thoughts about Last Wish or sequel to Last Wish?
They are like a massive blind spot for me. And considering that I do really enjoy the Shrek movies, I do need to catch up with the Puss in Boots ones because yeah, it's just been a massive blind spot for me.
But now I probably overhyped them, so you'd be like, "What is wrong?
Yeah,
Why?" Like I
yeah.
I loved them. It was very exciting to me. But you will have like the opposite experience that I had because I was going and expecting him to be lame, and then it was so creative and bold. But you're going to be going in expecting this amazing movie that I've overhyped. But I did really love it. So you have to let
Am
me know
I
what you think.
misremembering, or did Puss in Boots have like an animated show on Netflix or
Yes, they
something
did.
like that?
Yeah, I've never
Okay.
seen that, but they did. Most of the DreamWorks films have had some kind of Netflix
Because
show.
yeah, because I think Shrek did too. I believe outside of the holiday specials. I could be wrong. I could be
Yeah,
just
yeah.
confusing everything
So
together.
that was a good question. All right, next question. I hope you're having a good Christmas season. I forget if you've discussed the Netflix buying Warner Brothers yet. So they put in the offer. There have been other competing offers from Paramount and from some of the other companies. And of course, it all has to be approved by the SEC and the different bodies. I don't know. I know how it all works and what the process is. I don't. I'm not an expert on that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very bad news.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
you have the CEO of Netflix saying repeatedly that theatrical is outdated, that it's not friendly to that he wants to be more consumer friendly, is what he says. And
By
I think
raising prices.
I think that would be a disaster for movies. I mean, you're just not going to be able to make the same kind of movies
No.
on a streaming model that you're going to be able to make uh, for a theatrical model. It's gonna
No.
you just can't. I mean, the profit just isn't there, and so there's not going to be the uh, same. I mean, everybody's tried it, and they've almost all failed except for Netflix. They're the only ones, and they have an inflated stock price because they are the only one that's been successful, and because they are the, but everybody else has sort of tried and failed. And
So sad.
yeah, it would be, I think, very bad for movies and movie making.
Yeah.
But Michelle, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. Um, I know just personally, like seeing what's happening to cinema. Um, we have a massive cinema chain in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
Cineworld.
Mm-hmm.
And in where I live, Glasgow, it's the highest, sorry, the tallest cinema in the world, and it just closed, and that is something that I never ever thought would happen. It is, do you know what I mean? It's the biggest cinema chain in the UK.
The whole chain
Um,
closed, or just the?
no, they're just slowly closing.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
never ever thought that that one would close, because it is just so renowned. And it's sort of where a lot of people. It doesn't have an IMAX, which is its big downfall. But the other Cineworld in Glasgow does. But yeah, this is just it's in the middle of the city centre. It's near all the train stations. It's where everybody sort of congregates as far as like cinemas. Um, yeah, it's closing. It's closed. Luckily, another cinema chain, an Irish cinema chain, has bought it. But it's just like my entire timeline from my whole community of film watchers and cinephiles, but it was just all the same. Of like, we never thought that this would happen. So yeah, the news that Netflix is buying Warner Brothers, it just confounds that fear that we're just going to keep losing more and more.
Plus,
True.
I would say 80% of Netflix films that they have made, not they have a better track record with their shows,
Hmm.
but have been garbage, like slop,
It's
just
true.
terrible. And then they have their Oscar contenders and awards,
Hmm.
so they have some, but it's not
But
the
those are
direction I want
acquired.
Warner Brothers to go.
Mm.
But if you think about it, those are acquired films that Netflix
Yeah,
bought. They didn't
Yeah.
make it in house.
that's true.
That's
Hmm.
the stuff that looks good. The
Yep.
in house stuff,
Hmm.
yeah, for films they do better on the television end, but for the films look like crap. And
Yeah.
even their greatest like television stuff is also acquired. They've
Right.
acquired it
Yeah.
from the BBC or
From
something like
like
that. That's all
Shonda.
made over there,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, and they're distributing it. But
Hmm.
it's sad because no matter how many times they tell you, no, no, we're going to keep it in theatrical, they're not.
Yeah.
They're going
I
to keep
mean,
it for like a week.
he
If
says that we have here Jeremiah saying, I don't see it as completely awful necessarily. It'll be fun to have a ton of new films on Netflix. Also, they said they want to keep putting Warner Brothers films in theaters, but still it's concerning news. I mean, that's not all the statements that he has made,
no,
Ted Sarandos, the CEO, repeatedly. He has said
yeah,
that theatrical is an outdated model, and that he wants to be more consumer friendly, that it's not a consumer friendly model, things like that. So
that whole.
it's definitely very, very concerning.
Do you remember that whole thing where he goes, "My son watched Lawrence of Arabia on his iPhone," and I was
Yes.
like, just because your son did a foolish thing, it doesn't mean we all have to pay for it.
Well, and talk about, I
But
mean, the worst film to watch on a phone. Like, it's one
I,
thing, I mean, I don't recommend watching movies on phones, but sometimes that's, what you have to do at the airport or something like that. But,
right, yeah.
but I mean, I would recommend if I would recommend watching, you know, a a small drama or a homework movie, or something where you don't need that
Yeah,
scope like you have for Lawrence of
totally.
Arabia.
But this
Oh,
also is also a fault of the studios because when streaming started coming and they like, hey, we can make money off of this, and it's going to end up being as expensive as cable, and it has like all these
mhm,
streaming services and stuff. And Netflix is gonna it's gonna be so expensive to get Netflix because this deal will go through. It's gonna take 2 or 3 years, but it'll go through.
mhm,
But
yeah,
when they just started to release just like big budget, stuff, and the littler films, the quieter films just got sent just to streaming. and you didn't really give much of a choice. And now everything has to make so much money at the box office, and realistically, it never is going to make that money that they're predicting. It's kind of, you kind of like, it exploded. They threw themselves into this in a thing, like, don't spend that much money on films, don't just expect all these blockbusters who then fail sometimes, and blame it on them, but it's like the rom-com. It went straight to streaming. They killed that, in the theater.
It did,
For
which is
a
like
big part.
which
And that was a bona
I
fide
mean,
moneymaker.
yeah, I mean that's the thing is that rom-coms were so romances in general were so profitable. If you look at some of the most, as far as pure profit, where how much they cost versus how much they made, the romances are some of the most profitable movies ever made. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at something like A Pretty Woman, A Ghost, A Big Fat Greek Wedding. All three of those films made over $2 billion combined, not adjusted for inflation. Just those three movies, and you just think that like now all of them would go straight to streaming.
Yeah.
There's no question.
I mean, the whole
And
Bridget Jones 4, I mean, like, why was that straight to streaming? That would have made
that
money.
was so depressing.
It would have, it would have made a
Proven track
decent
record
amount.
released over Valentine's. There was nothing Valentine's weekend to see.
Crazy.
Oh, that was so depressing.
But I also
yeah,
worry about
it's
the
sad.
classic library, because Netflix doesn't really have anything old. And, and they're only going to put certain classic IP up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there's already so many classic movies that just disappear into the void. Like maybe you can find them on Tubi or something like that. But, it's like, oh, we don't air anything like past like 1979 or 1980 now. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's all these questions in the air.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because I guess President Trump is friends with the head of the Paramount or knows, I don't know, who knows, but
It's the
Ellison.
father of the dude who run the Skydance. Yeah, it's his
Yeah,
father
yeah,
who's mentioned.
and so maybe that will shake things up.
I don't know, because
no idea.
there's pros and cons for both of them, and I don't know about that. I don't even know what's going to happen to the TV channels, because I think Netflix only wants HBO. I think the other TV channels are up for grab,
Yeah.
like CNN and Turner
Yeah.
Classic Movies and all that stuff is probably going to be bought by somebody else. So who knows what's going to happen, but it'll go through. It's
It'll
just
be interesting.
everything's going to be owned by one person eventually at the end of the day, and it's going to be the same type of
Yeah.
movie over and over again.
Well, let's take a turn here, and let's talk a little bit. Of course, we had the very sad news of director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were killed yesterday. Very sad. The whole situation is, of course, being investigated, and but let's just talk about the movies for a second. I thought particularly, and me and Natasha are gonna do like a deep dive whole episode of Hallmarkies podcast. So, this will just be a little thing, but particularly you look at his run from Spinal Tap, and it is kind of amazing that he started with Spinal Tap and he ended with Spinal Tap, his last movie. But he started with Spinal Tap, and then from 1981 to 1995, he did have quite an incredible run. He had 1984 to 1995, so basically like 10 years. He had a pretty great run. He had Spinal Tap, The Sure Thing, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, Few Good Men, North, which is his one, that was his one, and The American President.
Wow.
Michelle, do you have any thoughts?
Oh, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wasn't prepared for, the story of what happened when I saw that all the news come on my timeline. But yeah, the movies are just unbelievable. I mean, I have, just looking around my bedroom just now, like, I have so much Princess Bride art. I have a Stand By Me poster, like, he's just someone that's always been a part of my life in terms of watching movies. And I recently rewatched Misery as well, just a few months back. So
So
yeah, it's
good.
just it's
So
so
good.
good. It's so unbelievable. For just two actors to turn that book into something so special. But yeah, it's just so sad.
It's
Terry, do you have any thoughts?
first I was shocked when I heard the news last night because it's just like there's certain celebrities
Hmm.
that you never think about are gonna die. Like Diane Keaton was one of them when I heard it. I just
Yeah,
never thought she'd pass away because they always seem like eternal. And I think it's because of his movies, and it's just so much of my childhood. He was a
yeah,
part of so much of my childhood, watching All in the Family, and then his movies like The Princess Bride Forever, for me, and Harry Met Sally, and all that stuff. It's like, wow, it's like, oh, I mean, it's shocking because he's like, there's such a good chunk of your life that you've spent where he's entertained you, and Stand By Me and all this stuff. We used to watch Stand By Me all the time as kids,
Yeah.
and it's just his legacy will live on. It's just such a shocking,
Yeah.
event.
And even like Spinal Tap, how hilarious that is.
I'm
And
so
it kind of,
curious how they're gonna do a sequel to that. Yeah.
with that, it's not the best, but I mean, with with Spinal Tap, I mean, it really is part of the reason that we got all the great Christopher Guest
Oh yeah, the
movies,
mockumentary
Best in
film. Yeah.
Show, you
hmm
know, that were very inspired by Spinal Tap, and some people, they basically think that the thing that's interesting about Spinal Tap is that they could have gone on tour and been like an actual band, and
Like the
like
monkeys. Yeah.
like the Monkees, or certainly the Mighty Wind after that would kind of have the same thing, even though it was a comedy. Um, it's because the music was actually good
Oh my god, that
for
I
Spinal
know. I have
Tap.
that soundtrack. I mean, I
Yeah.
was like, I can't. I love that movie. It's my favorite. Christopher Guest, The Mighty Wind.
Yeah, soundtrack is so good. The
Yeah.
Mighty Wind. But yeah, all of these, I mean, all of these movies except for North, they're all like bangers. They're all really good. And
Is North
and
the one with Bruce Willis?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's not. And Elijah Wood is
Yeah,
in
I
it.
haven't seen that movie since it came out, but I do. You have vague
It's
memories
pretty.
of it.
It's almost more well known for Siskel and Ebert's freak out over it.
Yes, yes.
A lot. But I
I mean,
love
they
the
can't all
American.
be great.
Yeah. I love the American President. I think
Oh
that
yes.
has such great banter. Aaron Sorkin at the height of his powers, and it's like it's a liberal fever dream, but
Very true.
it's a well-made liberal fever
It
dream.
is.
So there we go. Uh, well, we'd love if in the comments, if anybody, or in the chat room, if anybody wants to share your favorite, then let us. We'd love to hear that. Okay, so let's talk about particularly Christmas movies. And so, Michelle, we haven't heard much from you this season. Have you been able to watch much holiday films?
I've managed to keep up with some of the Hallmark ones.
Okay.
I'm very behind on Netflix. I know they've only put out a couple.
Yeah, they have
Um,
four, I think.
yeah, and I think just as far as stuff coming out of the UK, there's not a lot. Um, it seems everywhere is sort of cutting back, which is
Hmm.
a bit sad.
Hmm.
Sky Cinema, they usually have like three or four. There's only one that I can find. I don't know if they're going to release any more this week, maybe next week, leading up to Christmas. But yeah, I have no idea. It's so strange that everybody seems to be taking a step back when it comes to making
Did
Christmas
you
movies.
did you see that Christmas Karma? I think it got more of a release out there.
I didn't know, but
Hmm.
I did see that advertised quite a bit over here. Yeah, I need to catch that one.
It was so weird. It was released in one theater by me,
Hmm.
and it only at one theater, and they always only had one showing a day that was at the weirdest times. It was like at like 2:30, like a very strange time, like in the middle of the day, and and I think only for a week I couldn't fit it in, but it got completely eviscerated by the critics over there.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy considering you see that the stack is completely stacked, and
I mean, I
you've got
was
music
surprised.
for
I
Gary
was
Barlow, and yeah, it's
Well, I mean, Grinda Chavez, she's made good
yeah.
movies, in the
Hmm.
past. So I was surprised that it evidently was so bad. I think it's got a 0% on RT. Um, Last time I checked, at least, which is not good. But yeah. What's your favorite of the ones you've seen?
I mean, I really did like Tinseltown. So that's starring Keith Sutherland and Rebel Wilson. And from the poster, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a romance. But it wasn't really that. It's Keith Sullivan goes to the UK. He's a huge movie star. He goes to the UK, thinking that he's going to be in this sort of highbrow theatre experience, and it turns up that
Mhm.
he's been signed up to Panto, um, which he has no idea what
Mhm.
that is. And I think it's a good introduction for people that don't know what Panto is, and why it's
Mhm.
such a big part of Christmas over here. Like it's like everybody goes to Panto at Christmas.
Mhm.
So yeah, I
And
think
what it's pantomime, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pantomime, yeah. So
Mhm.
it's I think it's a good introduction to people that don't really know that culture. Um, and I was sort of relieved that it was more to do with the community, but him and his family, him becoming a better man than it was the romance, because that really didn't work. The little
Mhm.
bit that we did have of that, it didn't really work. But
Is it supposed to be between Kiefer Sutherland and Rebel Wilson?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
and
seems like a very,
it's
very
very
big
mismatched. She's
drop.
doing
Yeah.
like a
What
bonkers accent,
a cast.
bonkers. Like I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't just make her Australian. Like it's not
Yeah.
like he's an American coming to the UK. I don't know why she can't be an Australian that's lived in the UK.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, she just makes a
Oh,
crazy choice with the
wow.
accent. But yeah, it's a fun one. It's not
It's fun
gonna.
though.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
good.
fun one.
That's good. What's your favorite of the Hallmarks you've seen?
The Hallmarks. Let me have a wee look at my list.
Well, we
Uh,
can not talk to you. We can come back. So, Terry, what about you? What's one of your favorites for the
Ooh, I'm a
Hallmark?
little behind on my holiday films, I must say. I've been extremely busy, and I don't want to be. But like I haven't watched any of the Lifetime movies yet. I'm going to,
mm,
but
Yeah, I've only
I
watched
have made time though to
two.
watch a lot of these holiday movies that don't have a home on Tubi. I've made
mhm.
time for that. I've watched a ton,
Any
Rachel,
good,
and
any good ones?
they are a mixed bag for sure. Yeah, there's a few like I think one that you'd really like is Exes of Christmas Past. It stars
Ooh,
what is her name? Brittany Underwood. Yeah,
ooh, I
It's
like
Brittany
her.
Underwood, and basically she goes home for the holidays to her family inn, and all three of her high school boyfriends are there.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and there's like the Christmas Mixer, which is questionable because they spend the majority of the film showing the YouTube show they're making. It's weird, but there's a charm to it. And another one, which you'll probably never find a home, Christmas in the Ballroom. It's just a
Oh,
dance show. It's like they're on, it's like the Timu version of Dancing with the Stars or Strictly Come Dancing or something like that. But it's actually delightful. I loved
yeah.
it. Some others I wouldn't recommend. I'm not, but you got to see it to believe it. Some of those, but but I'm a little underwhelmed this
Well,
year. It does seem like less movies, and
Mm.
they're
so
okay,
you
but
don't feel
not.
like it's like a quality over quantity situation. It's just a.
No, I just think it's like, we did it. Also, I'm also very much of a Grinch this year because I'm not feeling it. So it could just be that
Mhm.
mixed in with my. But there's been a few good
What's
ones.
your
But
favorite of Hallmark?
oh, I gotta really think. I loved a
Because I feel
Newport.
like you and I have had very different takes on almost
Yeah,
all of them.
Because I'll tell you, I don't know why people loved The More the Merrier. I was watching that and I was like, okay, and that's like the highest Hallmark Christmas movie, and I was like, why? But I loved it, Newport Christmas, because it was just the bonkers I needed for time traveling.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper was good too. It was funny.
That was a good one.
Oh, you know.
I liked The More the Merrier, but it was like basic.
People
to
are
me.
like, it's great, and I was like, pardon.
That is.
First of all, that I mean,
I wouldn't
I'm going
say
on a tangent,
that.
but that hospital is way understaffed.
I mean, it's supposed to be, I think, like a small country.
I don't know, Rachel. They had 2
Hospital.
doctors and 5 patients and 2 floors. I don't
And
know
it's
how
just
well
the
this
emergency.
doctor.
That's just the emergency room.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, sure. Okay. 2 patients the whole entire time
Yeah.
in the emergency room? No.
Well, 3, because they had the 3 women who all gave birth.
Um,
Your criticisms
stuck
are
in a
not holding up
bakery.
here, Terry.
no, I don't want to go into it. I'm on a tangent, but I was like, why do we have this bakery? See these couple dancing in a bakery? Just throw them in the hospital already. You know, it's kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, I really enjoyed Single on the 25th. I thought that was really good. There were so many ways that the script could have been patronizing, and been like pretending that, oh, everything's perfect being single, but I thought it was like a very truthful script, and I thought that I was very impressed with Daniel. That I thought that he did a very good job making a character who's in finance and just a little bit stuffy, making him endearing. And so I just, considering I'm not like a super fan of either of the leads, I really enjoyed it, but it's mostly because I thought the script was very good. So that was fun. I thought that She's Making a List was a little bit underwhelming. I didn't hate it. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 crowns.
I still have to
But
catch up with that
if
one.
you hear that premise of the naughty list maker, that sounds so fun with Lacey Chabert. Like, that should be a blast. And it was just okay, I
Yeah.
would say. Did you see Oh What Fun? Either of you see Oh What Fun? When
No,
Chef
not
Pfeiffer-
yet.
No,
I
not
did
yet,
read
yeah.
the short story though.
Oh, you did?
So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I have to make time for it, but I did read the short story that it's based on, and so because I really like that. So I'm curious to see, if they can pull it off.
It'll be interesting to see what you think. I like that it's sort of a rallying cry for mothers and, being more grateful for your mothers. And
Yeah.
so I'm a fan of that. And the cast is incredible. This brand of sort of family chaos, family dysfunction, a lot of fighting, Christmas movies just isn't my favorite. And it was the conflict, I just don't find that pleasant. So I didn't love it.
I think you might like the story better, Rachel. Like if you read the short story, I think it's. I think that was an Amazon. Yeah, it's an Amazon original story, like a short story that they do. It's on an ebook, but I don't remember much fighting in it because the whole time it's the children perplexed at where their mother went, and then they come to the slow realization, like, oh well, that's why she went, cross country. But
what about My Secret Santa? Did either of you watch that? Netflix?
No.
Okay, well, it's bonkers, ridiculous, but they do such a good job with the makeup when they turn her into a male Santa. It looks
that's
really
the premise
good.
of that movie.
Yeah, so she's like an aging rock star in need of money, and so she dresses up as Santa Claus, and it's nowhere it's as good as our favorite what is it called, the Santa, the one with Catherine Davis and Franco, where he's pretending to be Santa. I can't think of the name. Santa suit one. I can't think of the name also. But anyway, that one's really good. But this is fun. It's fun.
Wow.
And very impressive makeup. one thing, this is not Christmas related, but Terry, you definitely need to see The Secret Agent. That's in that neon thing that I sent you, the box.
I haven't gotten it yet.
You haven't gotten it yet?
No.
Oh my gosh, I sent it.
I've heard good things about it. I actually do want to watch The Secret Agent because I've heard
I sent it a long
really
time
good
ago.
things.
That's weird. Well, I mean, I sent it
Yeah.
last week. I did send it media, but that's weird.
Well, you can, you know,
Well,
I'm keeping an eye on it, you know. so
okay. Maybe it'll get sent back for some reason.
I don't know.
Anyway, once you get it, The Secret Agent, it's from Brazil, so it's all in Portuguese.
Yeah.
So you'll love
Yeah,
that.
I've heard really good things, and I'm like, oh,
It's
nobody's playing it near me because I was
it's
hoping I
very
could see it like
weird.
that, but
It's very weird, but well done. And I think you'd like I think you would find it
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I wonder if that'll get like the international nom at the Oscars because I've heard good things. But
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
it probably will.
Yeah.
I think it probably will. And then it's a good year for international films because everybody else is loving it. It was just an accident. I didn't love it. But The Secret Agent, and then you also have, well, it depends what Brazil nominated, what they submitted, which is such a
That's
stupid
true.
thing. But then Sentimental Value from Norway, that's also really excellent.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
And
I
No
do.
Other Choice from Korea,
Yeah,
that's
can't wait to
excellent.
see that. Yeah.
And that's also in the neon box once you get it. No Other Choice. Um, it- Michelle, you've got to see Fackham Hall. And I'm
Oh, I keep seeing
assuming
ads for it everywhere, like
okay.
all over TV here. It's
I'm assuming
everywhere.
it's getting more play there than here. You would love it too, Terry, because it's
Yeah, I missed
hilarious,
that
making fun
secret.
of-
Yeah, it was a secret screening. I missed it.
It's very funny.
It didn't look great from the trailers, Rachel. I was like, I don't know, but I hope it played better.
It depends. If you want like a plot and a story, then you'll be like, no, this is terrible. But if you just want jokes, like it just boom, 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 boom.
Well, it's
jokes.
a spoof movie, right? They're
Yeah, it's a
spoofing.
spoof
Yeah,
movie
okay.
of Downton Abbey.
Yeah,
and
totally. All right.
I thought that a lot of the jokes landed for me and made me laugh. My favorite joke in the movie is they have this whole sequence when they're out hunting, and in Downton Abbey or whatever, when they're out hunting, they like throw the thing up in the air, and then the birds, and then they're like ding, 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 getting the birds. Well, they do that. It makes but it's not just birds that like fall from the sky. It's like all different animals. So there's like a deer that like falls from the sky. And that made me laugh my face off.
Sometimes that's all you need, Rachel. That's all you need.
I thought that was so funny. And so that's the kind of humor.
Well, spoof movies don't need a plot in their
Yeah.
defense. Just be funny.
Yeah, and I thought it was very funny, and and I think people who watch Downton Abbey will particularly find it funny.
Yeah.
And but it's not one of those, because a lot of times those like spoof movies, when they're done poorly, a lot of the times it's what I call looks like jokes. That it's
Yeah.
actually not a joke. Like doing the hunting, that's like an actual gag. That's an actual joke. It's not something that just looks like something that like those scary, like some of those scary movies, or the Not Another Teen Movie, or those kinds of things that they're not actually telling a joke. They're just putting something that looks like a trashy version of what it's a looks like joke, and that's not funny to just look like something,
Yeah. Boy,
so but
now I got a flashback of watching Not Another Teen Movie. Like, oh my gosh, can't believe that made money. Anyway,
but you did see Five Nights at Freddy's, right?
yes, I did. I went with my niece, who's a super fan.
Okay.
I have a casual awareness of the games. We played them together. My niece talks about it all the time. I thought it was fine. I wasn't expecting much because I was like, this is like a horror movie for kids. My niece loved it. She gave it 2 thumbs up.
She loved it.
It was great to see it in a theater with like teens, tweens, like little kids, because when the Easter eggs popped up from the game, or like everybody shouted, Michael. And I was like, who's Michael? And my niece is like, I don't have time to explain it to you. You know, it was fun in that atmosphere because the kids dug it. But
Yeah.
I just love that they kept the look of the animatronics and stuff like that, you know, because it's almost silly to see it in the film, but it still looks good and it matches the games. But they
Yeah,
actually had gameplay in that movie, Rachel, which is hysterical. The whole putting the mask in front of your face, that's all out of the second game. And I was like,
yeah.
who thought this was a good idea?
I just wish that there was somebody with like a little bit more creative energy behind those
Yeah.
movies for both of them, because I watched them both for the first time this week and or last week, and I was just thinking like if Tim Burton were to bring Beetlejuice energy into, you know, or a James Wan, you know, or it's just somebody with like a little like what James Wan was able to bring. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the Aquaman movie, he brought something to a very silly, you know, concept. He brought a vision, an
Yeah.
energy, you know, and just somebody like that. Oh, like I think those movies could be so much more memorable and just so much more
Sure.
interesting.
I do think they're forgettable because I hadn't rewatched the first movie going into the second. I had forgotten everything. But
Yeah.
it's far better than what I thought a movie like this could ever be, you know. I
Did
don't
you
know how
see either of
good
those,
of a
Michelle?
compliment that is, but
I have seen the first one, and I wouldn't consider myself a gamer, but I do play a lot of games. But I don't really play horror games.
Uh-huh.
It's more RPGs that I'm kind of into. But
Hmm.
I remember watching that first movie for the first time and was like, "That's what this game's about." Like when it kind of got to the reveal of the animatronics, I was like, "That's
oh,
wild."
that game is
Oh my god!
crazy in its
Yeah, I
lore,
was like,
Michelle. It's
"Oh,
like, what? I mean, because at first you're like, oh, okay, the first game is like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna spend a night, you know, in a haunted, you know, or
mhm.
whatever, a pizza place, and then like Foxy runs down that hall and scares the crap out of you in that game. But and then my niece is like, nah, there's dead kids and ghosts, and I was like,
Yeah,
pardon, like what is
yeah."
going on?
Um,
It's so deep. It's like I was like, what?
well, a couple others I just wanted to mention real quick. So I was able to go to the world premiere of an animated film, David. This
Hmm.
is from Angel Studios, they're pretty much the only premieres I ever get to go to because they happen to be based in Utah. But it was fun to dress up and, you know, and go and have dinner and stuff like that. But the movie was actually also pretty good. It's I was surprised how far the story goes as far as the David story. It's not just David and Goliath, which is what I was expecting. But it goes well into the conflict with Saul and it's just stuff that to be frank, I'm not all that familiar with because I'm not an Old Testament scholar. You know, it was interesting, and the music is actually really good. The songs are good, and it was pretty impressive. The only real downside that I see in it is that I think that little kids like 8 and under are going to be a little bored. Like it's
Mm.
pretty serious. It's, you know, it's about the, you know, who's fit to rule and who's the anointed one, and things like that, and the battles sort of between Saul and David, and uh, I just think like little kids might get a little squirmy, might get a little bored. They try like a few little things to have some humor, you know, for the little kids, but that'd be my only. I don't know if like little kids will like it because I think they might get a little bored, but it's a solid animated film, and it's actually been like a randomly good year for biblical animated films.
Yeah, there's been quite a few.
Yeah, so there's David, and then there's Light of the World, and then there's one called King of Kings, which is about Charles Dickens and telling the life of Jesus. So, and Light of the World is also about Jesus. So, yeah, if you good time to be a Christian who wants animated films. Because all three were good. All well done. So yeah, interesting. But I think that's worth seeing. And they do a pretty good job of making it accessible. Like it definitely doesn't feel preachy. It's just if you can handle Prince of Egypt, then you can handle David. As far as
Prince of Egypt is so good.
the religious dogma aspect of it.
Add that to the Sunday school staple coming forward when the kids get together to watch.
Prince of Egypt is very, very special movie. I love it.
Sunday school is better, so much better today than it was when I was a kid, because I don't remember having fun and discussions. Like my nephew was watching like episodes of The Chosen to discuss in Sunday school, and I was like, we had to read texts and do worksheets, and it was not fun like this.
Yeah, or we had rough visual, movies and things like that. If we got them, but yeah, it's good. It's a pretty good time, and I got to give a lot of the credit to Angel Studios. They have a great track record. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about some of their methods and the way they do investors and things like that. Sure, but they have a very good track record of picking projects that are well done and effective and good for their audience. So I give them a lot of credit in that regard. Another movie I wanted to talk about briefly is this. If you compared to Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie Dust Bunny is everything I wanted Five Nights at Freddy's to be, but it's just so much more creative, so much more inventive, so much more visually interesting. And I'm so angry that the MPAA gave this an R rating. I can't remember finishing a movie and feeling like I was so shocked that it had an R rating. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand why. It's not like it's got like tons of language or I don't understand why it got an R rating. Like the violence isn't that bad. I mean, this is such a fun, creative gateway horror movie that everybody I know who's seen it has agreed with me and said, why is this rated R? I have no idea. So if that's something, because I know there's some people who are like, I never see a rated R movie. And that's unfortunate because this movie shouldn't be rated R and it's actually really fun, very creative. It's about a girl who has a monster under her bed. And it's from the Dust Bunnies, and nobody will believe her at first. And then she hires her neighbor, played by Mads Mikkelsen, who's a hitman, to take out the monster. It's
perfect.
It's really fun.
Perfect.
Yeah, and
actually, I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, so if it's by Brian Fuller, who
okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah, who directed Pushing Daisies and other things created. And so don't be scared by that R rating. Like it's really good and really creative. And if you can find it by you should definitely check it out.
I'm looking for it right now because this sounds perfect.
Dust Bunny. It's at a few theaters by me. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4 theaters by me. So
this poster, it's great. Yeah. I can't believe it. Just looking at the poster, how is this rated R?
I really can't remember. It's been a long time since there was a movie where I felt it was so unjust. They rated R. Like, I don't know what MPA has against Brian Fuller because that just seems so wrong to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's going to kill some of the potential audience.
Even in their description, it's not like they list off a bunch of things. It just says like for some violence or something like that. So,
it's weird. It's weird how they rate certain movies at times.
It's weird and corrupt, in my opinion. That's why you shouldn't trust the MPAA. You should trust people that you trust, when they're telling you that. So
That's a whole nother topic if like ratings are outdated or not. But I don't know. I don't think so, but
I
there
mean,
are questionable things.
they're very, very. I would hold them with a super grain of salt. Um,
Isn't Five Nights at Freddy's PG-13?
yes,
Why? Because,
I
see, when I
mean
watched that, I
it's
didn't.
certainly more. I would say it's more violent than Dust Bunny.
Well, I guess that there are violent moments in there, so I guess that's why. But I didn't think it needed the PG-13 rating. Maybe it's
You
because
thought
I'm
it should
old
be
and I
PG?
remember how. I thought it would be fine with PG, and maybe it's because I'm older and I remember what the PG movies were when I was growing up.
Well, I
So,
was so surprised that Wicked got PG because it's very rare that live action gets PG these days. Very rare.
right. I
Usually
didn't know that.
PG is mostly for animated films these days. I mean, I was surprised. I mean, because Wicked has some more adult moments, like PG. I was very surprised by that.
Oh,
So
Rachel, my niece went to go see that for a school. Like they have like movie nights in December as a
Wicked
treat.
for Good.
So yeah, so they walked down the street to the local movie theater and she saw Wicked for Good, and she told me the first
You
one
like
was
it?
fine but long, and she tells me no, this one was good. I like the music. And I was like, what? You're the first person I've heard that said they like the music better. But there you go. She enjoyed it.
Michelle, did you see Wicked?
Yeah, yeah,
What'd you think?
yeah. I had all the concerns that I had gone into it were there.
Uh-huh.
You know, all
Yeah,
the best songs are in the first act. So
yeah,
yeah, it didn't exceed my expectations, and I just don't think it's justified as two movies.
yeah.
I
Agreed.
agree. Should have been
Agreed.
one.
Okay, let me share a couple more. So, No Other Choice. This is a Korean film. This is a very dark comedy about a man who works for this paper company, and he kind of loses it. He becomes becomes unglued because of his boss and his work and everything. And it's a dark comedy. He thinks about like killing his boss and it wasn't I didn't love it, but it is very creative. I would still recommend it. And I'd still give it a fresh because it is very well made um and it's very creative, but it's not something that I like love. But it is well done for what it is. Yeah, and then The Secret Agent is it's long. It is a very long movie, but it's I think they do a good job of capturing what it feels like to be in a police state and to be constantly being watched and but then it has some like very random surrealist touches thrown in which I'm still sort of processing honestly but it makes it interesting, give you something to talk about. You'll know when you watch it, Terry, the
Yeah, I can't
surrealist.
wait. Yeah, I know. I
And
was like, it's playing nowhere near me. I was like, oh.
I'm surprised. I would think New Jersey would be a little bit more.
No, no,
You
no.
have like a. Do you not have like an art house cinema by
We do
you?
have an art house cinema, but they don't. It's really funny because we have certain dense packs here of Brazilian and Portuguese populations, but they don't really play many foreign films from like not at all Portugal or
I mean,
Brazil.
because it's released by Neon, so it's like got it.
Yeah, it's if
More
it is,
than
it's very limited, and the art houses around me just choose to play. I guess what tailors to the neighborhood, which I get because everything's different. But
Do you have it, Michelle? Do you have an art house kind of cinema by you?
Yeah, yeah, we do. Our film festival s- uh, just got released as what we're having. I think the closing film is going to be James McAvoy's directed film, so there's a lot of
oh,
sort of word on the street that he's going to drop in because it's
I've
right
seen
next
that.
to it's right next to the acting school that he went to, that he got a scholarship to go to. So it's literally around the corner.
oh,
I've been to it a few times. It's a special cinema, and it's one of the ones I just hope don't go away. It's a bit of an institution.
Well, that one will be a big hit because
Yeah,
it's about two Scottish guys.
yeah, yeah. So
It's
it's the closing film, I believe. Yeah.
yeah, so it's
oh,
called
that's
California
awesome.
Schemin',
Mhm.
and it's a true story of these two Scottish guys who I think is a true story.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
from Dundee, wasn't it?
yeah, And they audition. They have like an open try for these music executives. Who was one of them's played by James McAvoy. And so they go and they audition, and they're just treated badly because I didn't know that there's like in the UK, is there like an anti-Scottish bias? Is that like a thing? That's the
Yeah.
way they act in the movie, is that like people are sort of racist against Scottish people.
Yeah, there's a
In
lot of that.
London.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know that.
yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah, you really haven't lived until you've seen Scotland play England in football.
Oof.
I mean, I knew that they'd had like conflict over the years and stuff like that,
Mhm.
but I didn't
It's
realize.
it's dulled over time, I would say. But yeah, it feels like sports is the thing that brings it out.
That makes sense.
It always is.
It always is.
So the people doing the auditions are very dismissive of like, oh, we're not these Scots, whatever. They have some pejorative, I can't remember, for them. And so then they decide that they are going to pretend to be from California over visiting, and they change their accent. They have this whole story, and as soon as they say that, they immediately their people are interested, and they sign them for an album.
Of course.
But of course, like the more the lies start building up, the more the harder it becomes to keep them all straight. And but it was charming. It was a nice little movie, and I mean it's kind of funny because I think the year before we had Kneecap, which was about Irish rappers.
I don't know why I love that movie so much, but
You
I've
saw
never liked rap yet until I was like, I'll dig this Irish rap, but
Yeah, it was. I like Kneecap, and
Yeah.
you definitely, if you like Kneecap, Terry, then you like California Schemin'.
Yeah. Well, how are those American accents though? 'Cause, I mean, would we buy it if we heard that?
I think so, like enough. Yeah, it works. Like, and yeah, it's cute. It's a cute
Yeah.
little movie. It's a nice.
Well,
Little
it doesn't
movie.
matter, but it sounds so. I mean, it's even if it wasn't based on a true story, you could believe it was true. Because how many people
Yeah.
do we know like fake that they're from somewhere else to get a job?
Yeah,
You know.
it's true.
So
Yeah, and I would say that Kneecap is a little bit more R. Like they're both, I think, R rated, but it's like a little bit. Kneecap is a little bit like harsher.
yeah,
This is California Schemin' is a little bit more like crowd pleasing. If that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so that will be a huge hit at the festival. When's the festival?
It's been a couple of months actually. It's not too far away.
Cool. Yeah, you have to, if you get to see it, you have to let me know what you think. So I saw the movie Merv, which is
Oh, I just watched that.
You watched it? Did you like it?
I loved it. Of course, I loved
Yes,
it. I'm like the
see?
dog person. Of course, I loved it.
Well, so
I'm very afraid of this.
I talked
As
about
not-
it on.
It's
I
not a
talked
lover
about-
of animal movies like this. I don't.
You're not a lover
No.
of animal movies?
Well, no, it's just I love animals. I was a cat person for many years. I'm not a dog person, but I also have nothing against dogs. I like dogs. I just don't like to see movies with dogs in it.
Well, then you
I don't know.
probably
That makes
like Merv.
no sense because I grew up on Lassie, but both with Elizabeth Taylor and the TV show, from the 50s. But yeah, it's just I have something about movies with dogs in it. It's just
Yeah. Well, so it's so funny because we talked about On Kessel Movie Show, which I hope you all check out. We're gonna have 2 episodes this week and 3 episodes next week. So that's so exciting and so fun. I'm really proud of it, and I love getting to do it as long as I can do it. But anyway, I was talking with my co-host about it, and he was like, oh, all these ridiculous situations that they put them in and blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh. I was like, but they had cute puppies and they had such good chemistry and it was so fun. And I told him, I said, I told my Hallmarkies girls that they would love it and they should watch it. And so I'm glad to hear that you loved it, Michelle. You're vindicating me.
I mean, just that this is going to be on Amazon, right?
Yes, it is
Yeah,
on
so
Amazon
I'm
Prime.
gonna eventually like binge watch all those Amazon movies. So I will see it, but I will be like, dog. Listen, I was the only one who walked out who was like, I don't like crypto in the Superman movie, and I was like, why did he have to
Oh
be
my
there?
god.
I just have a thing. Like I love dogs in person, but like when they're in the movie, I'm like, ugh.
Well, so it's a couple that they are trying to co-parent a dog. Like they
Mm.
broke up and now they both love the dog, and so they're both trying to take care of the dog. And the dog gets depressed because
Yeah.
they're gone, they're broken up. And it's just cute. It's just
Which
adorable.
have you
And
known people who do this in real life? Like they have a custody battle over the dog.
hmm
It's like it's I've know this, and it's like, oh, I spend every other weekend with my dog, and I was like, it's almost like child, like it's great.
Oh,
I
Jerry,
get it.
I would go to war for my dogs. Like,
No, I get it. I do understand it because it's like so funny. Like I get that, like because if you're together and you break up, like the
yeah.
dog still loves you. You still love that dog. You're gonna miss
hmm
it, and it is a fight of who gets to keep it. But I just find it so funny that they go to court for this,
Oh,
and I was
yeah,
like, just make an arrangement on when you can see
yeah,
your dog.
you're adults.
Which is so funny because you know how
Aw.
many cats I inherited in my days where people like, oh, here's my cat, bye, and I was like stuck with it.
But dogs are, Michelle, dogs are
Yeah,
emotional creatures, and
yeah.
Yeah.
so getting torn between the two and going back and forth, I don't think they'd like that.
It's
hmm
tough, but I don't think you need to go to court for that. Just like I'll see him every other weekend. I'll take him for walks. Like
Yeah, I would think at least
it's
like
tough though.
arbitration, you
Eh.
can figure it out, but
Yeah.
It's crazy though.
I don't think your dogs, Michelle, wouldn't like going switching houses like that.
No, no. I mean,
No,
like
no, they probably wouldn't.
like I'm
But
such
it's
a
like who does it's like crazy, but who does the dog even one thing, but my dog wants to be with me more. And I was like, how do you know? He acts the same with the both
Oh,
of you. He loves the both of
dogs,
you.
yeah, no.
dogs will tell
You know,
you. They,
I
they,
guess so. I guess
yeah,
people.
but
It's just I know somebody, and it's hysterical what
yeah,
they've gone through, and I get it because as an animal, person myself,
yeah.
and I owned pets for many years. I get it. The sacrifices we make, for our pets, but
All
whew,
right, so we have a couple more comments here. Let's see here. Um, that let's see here. That SpongeBob 4 is fun, and I'm planning on seeing that on Thursday. And I heard the new Mutant Mayhem short is fun as well. Yeah, so I didn't even know that the Mutant Mayhem short was going to be there. I hadn't heard anything about it. That was a big surprise for me, and I really enjoyed Mutant Mayhem, so that was very fun. The theme of the short is anti AI, and so that got a big kind of
interesting.
cheer from the crowd, and everybody liked it. And these sort of
People
AI
go
toys, and
nuts over the AI though, Rachel.
yeah,
What they do, you
but
can't even tell if what's fake anymore.
the
Sometimes,
it's scary how good they've gotten with the visuals. The sound
yes,
is where it's still
yeah.
falling way behind.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a number of times on Movie Show that so Netflix, they have this AI dubbing that
Ugh,
that
I
you
hate
have to make
that.
sure you turn off, because it's one thing to listen to watch a movie with a professionally made dubbing with voice actors and carefully made, like that can be fine. Still wouldn't be my preference, but it can be fine. That's not what this is. It's literally an AI, and it just sounds like, why am I watching this robot movie?
Yeah, I don't like it.
And they automatically do it. And so I'll just be watching something and I'm like, why does it sound so weird? Like, what's going on? And then I have to go in and change it. So
Yeah, I don't
so
like
again,
that. They're
so
doing that for the Instagram reels too.
but once they
And
figure out that sound and get it sounding,
yeah,
then it's going to get really scary, because
Yeah.
they've
I don't.
already got pretty far with the visuals.
Yeah, I saw a thing on TikTok the other day. It was a Star Wars clip, and I was like, "What is this?" And it was a AI short film,
Hmm
and it is crazy how good it looks. So I got a link to the YouTube channel that it's from. So it's Star Wars Tales Untold, and it's just a 10-minute short film of Darth Vader visiting Padme's tomb,
Mhm.
and you see him take off the mask, and it is so scary. It's like it's Hayden Christensen, like
Wow.
all scarred, like it looks incredible. And I was like, I cannot believe that this is where we've got to, that we
Yeah.
can just make this. Like it is mental.
You know what
Yeah.
the funniest thing I've seen an AI make? Now, Rachel, you know I watch a lot of shows from around the world.
Mhm.
And some of these shows, just because they can't do it, you know, or whatever rules it is. But the swooniest you're ever going to get is a kiss on the forehead, a side hug, right? I've seen AI fan videos that make those couples kiss, and it is the most hysterical thing. And I was like, and it looks almost real. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they'll just manipulate the video. And I'm like, wait, this wasn't in this show, right? I'm like, I didn't miss that. But yeah, and it's funny. And I get it. I get it. But, you know,
Have you seen this
it's a
tweet from
lot.
Mark Cuban about AI?
No.
Okay, so this is
Oh,
interesting.
boy.
We can talk about for a second. I know this is very long, and but we'll wrap it up. But anyway,
Sorry.
he says creators should love AI. He has a capitalized love. AI doesn't make uncreative people creative. It allows creators to become exponentially more creative. Creative iteration that used to take hours, days, or weeks can happen in minutes. The different routes you wanted to take but didn't have the money or skill to do, now you can do. The number of gatekeepers drops every day and will eventually hit zero. If you know how to tell a great story, you will love AI. And the thing about it is that if you know how to tell a great story, why would you
What?
need this this
I beg to differ. Has anybody seen that McDonald's Christmas commercial that was
yeah.
completely done with AI?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I don't think so.
I can understand what he's saying if it's somebody who has no talent and they can pretend to have talent with AI, then this could be a way to appear creative even though they don't have the talent. But I don't understand how this
That is
helps
a slippery
people that
slope.
are creative, uh, because I guess they can manifest creativity more quickly. Is was what he's
You
saying.
also don't have to pay anyone, Rachel.
Mm.
So
He says that if you wanted to take but didn't have the money or the skill, but how does that help creatives?
if you don't have the skill, it's still gonna not be great. You know,
Yeah, I mean that. I don't know.
because listen, because you can ask AI to generate a script for you or whatever, and it's just not great either. I mean, it eventually will kill the earth to feed the AI to make sure that it learns, but you know, eventually it will learn. But as of now, I don't know. I just
No,
it's another way. Like we don't have to pay people; we'll just do it AI. It is weird because a lot of shows you can tell now, um, because because again I watch a lot of stuff from you know internationally and stuff, and I could tell when they use AI. Let's say they're driving down the street, like it's a scene like that, and it used to be like a green screen or stock footage you used to put, but now they sort of merge the AI into it, and it always takes me out of the show. It just always looks weird because you can spot that AI, you know, and the music cues too that they use, and it's weird, but they're slowly putting that more and more into like actual stuff. And I get it, like you know, I needed a street scene or whatever, but it does take you out of what you're watching. It's like
yeah.
weird. The eye, it still hasn't fooled the eye.
Do you have any thoughts about that, Michelle? About AI?
Yeah, it's just so complicated. And it feels like you can't really have a side either way. I feel like if you do talk about the positives of it, you know, you kind of are sort of either getting sort of shot down or like seen as against creatives and against art and against. I think there could be good uses for it, but I also just think some of it has gone way too far. Yeah, it's a complicated one for me.
Like for me, I could see it being like a fun novelty.
Hmm.
You know, like
Yeah.
I
Jib
feel like
Jab
there's
or
just a
something
lot
like
of
that. Like,
like
oh, you gonna make
scaremongering. Yeah.
like Jib Jab, where you could like put your family's faces on elves and
Hmm.
make them sing, or you know what I mean, like those kinds of like novelties. I could see it
Hmm.
being like
Yeah.
fun in that way. But as far as like making it better for creatives, I think his argument is
No.
pretty weak.
Like when they make those cat pictures where like the cats are doing a whole. I mean, sometimes they go too far with it, but like you'll have cats looking like Dracula or stuff like that. Like that's kind of cute that they do on on AI. You know, I find that hysterical. You know,
But
I'm
is
not opposed to all of it. It's just
Mhm.
when you completely use that to just make something, and it's like I don't know. I because the AI is learning from other people's art and other people's
Yeah.
words and stuff that they feed it to learn it.
Right.
So it's never like it's always and you know that's how art is. If we borrow and we make it our own, or we're inspired by previous art. But I just it is a slippery slope because there are some things in AI that look exactly like someone else's hard work, and then that person doesn't get the credit, especially if it's like some type of animated thing or
Yeah.
or artwork like that. And so it is. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But this is where the world is heading.
Yeah.
And
scary.
like nobody's seen dystopian futures about how AI takes over the world. We've had how many decades of it being written and filmed and shown, and
Yeah.
nobody's learned it. We're headed to there, and I just hope that I'm dead before any of that happens. So there you go. I don't want to live in a dystopian future. Not like that. I'm
Yeah.
out. You know.
Well, real quick, I'll just say my thoughts on SpongeBob. It's called SpongeBob.
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, and he is basically trying to prove that he's brave. He wants to go on a roller coaster, but he's scared, and so he goes and talks to Mr. Krabs, and Krabs says that he's not a big guy. He's not a big guy. He's a little guy, and so he wants to earn a swashbuckler certificate of bravery. So he goes on this kind of quest to, and then there's a pirate that's like a ghost zombie pirate anyway that's under a curse, and it was really cute. It was fun. And I think that all of the SpongeBob movies have been like they have enough like bonkerness and craziness to be kind of for somebody who's only watched the show a couple times to still be kind of engaged and enjoy and feel unpredictable, and the animation's good, and so I don't think this will win over new fans, but I think everybody will enjoy it. It's not like a masterpiece by any means, but it was an enjoyable SpongeBob movie.
It's crazy how long this SpongeBob has been.
Yeah, yeah,
Like popular. I was like watching that in my 20s and it's like still on. But I do love SpongeBob, so I am looking forward to this one. I love the new animation that they have.
It's cute. It's creative. SpongeBob's very endearing. Him wanting to be brave, and I think a lot of kids will really, enjoy that. So yeah. I feel like I'm one of the few animation fans not excited for GOAT. I don't care about sports. Also, it looks somewhat generic, and most of the humor doesn't land for me. Fair enough. I thought the trailer looked fine. We have our 2026 animation slate looks great. To GOAT is the first one I'm seeing in the new year. So yeah, I mean, and he says here, I think it's been a great year for animation. I would disagree. There's been some good stuff. There always is. Little Amelie is lovely. Zootopia 2 I really enjoyed. K-pop Demon Hunters is a phenomenon. Michelle, have you seen that yet?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. You haven't seen it, Terry, because you're not on Netflix,
No.
right?
No, I don't have Netflix, but I know of it. I know its existence. I've seen many clips, and I think that might actually win an Oscar. I think that might steal it.
So I was
I think-
skeptical. Especially because the Academy has been on an indie train lately. They've been on an auteur animator thing, especially with Flow last year. So I was kind of skeptical that they would, but it's just one of those times when one movie has just sucked all the air out of the room. It's just.
And look, Netflix released that in the theaters, and it's still and it made a
Twice.
lot of money. Yeah, and it
Right.
made money. So
Yeah.
the
It's a phenomenon, and it is deserved and very entertaining. So there's been some good stuff, but I would say overall, I think this year has been the weakest overall year of animation that I've ever covered. It's just been like even the indies. I like more than I love. I mean, I really did enjoy Amelie, but something like Arco, I think is a good film. I don't think it's amazing. It was a little boring for me. But it's just this. Sometimes you have great years and amazing years, and sometimes you have okay years. That's fine. Real quick before we close, so I did get to see The Grinch in its 25th anniversary release.
25 years.
I had not seen it in 25 years, I don't think, maybe once. And what was interesting about it is that I still don't like it, especially the first like 45 minutes, because that's all just Jim Carrey mugging it to the cameras, and there's almost no story. And it's just they make the Who's so unlikable, such jerks that it makes the ending feel unbelievable. That when they're singing, and the only one that's nice is Cindy Lou. But the last part of it is basically the book. It sort of gets into gear once he starts, stealing the presents and stuff. And that is better. And watching it, I was like, compared to a lot of the slop that we get now in family films, at least this has a personality. It has a direction, it has a uniqueness about it, it has something. So I didn't hate it as much as I hated it when it originally came out, but I still don't love it. But Michelle, what do you think of live action Grinch?
I've actually not seen any of them.
You've never seen it? Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
You're fine.
Terry, have you seen it?
I have seen it, and now I do feel old because you told me it was 25 years ago. And there's a lot of movies I love approaching 25 to 30, and I'm like shaking. Not really, but I don't know, because I haven't seen it in forever. I don't know if it holds up. I remember liking it. Like, I didn't overall love it. And you're right, the second half, once he starts stealing the presents, it's the presents, it really starts to flow, because they just have to pad it. That's the problem with padding it all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, does it still? I mean, I'd have to see if it holds up still to watch it. It's been so long.
I think it's still through the holidays. It's in theaters, so if you get to see it, let me know what you think. Okay, one last one is so this is a local film just here in Utah. Sense and Sensibility, a modern retelling. This is a small micro budget film. Very, very small. Pretty much done by one family of sisters, which is very fun. We're going to do a deep dive on Hallmarkie's podcast, both on this and the 30th. That makes you feel old. 30th re-release, anniversary re-release of Sense and Sensibility by Ang Lee. Obviously, those films are completely different, different budget difference, everything. But I thought they did a pretty good job of updating this story to a modern audience. The things because it's a tricky story to make modern, because so much of the conflict relies on social norms that are just not practiced anymore. Particularly everything with Edward, and his engagement to Lucy, and his duty and honor, and it's just different now. We don't have those same kind of social problems in that way, that in the expectations that they had then. So I think they did a pretty good job of making both Brandon's character, Willoughby's character, and Edward's character work in a modern setting. This is, in my opinion, way better than the modern adaptation of Little Women that was a couple of years ago, which was I really disliked that film. But this, I think they did. I was impressed with that aspect for sure of the film, and I thought that it was fun. I enjoyed it. Terry, what'd you think?
I thought it was fine. I like that they go through all the holidays. It's a holiday film, but they have multiple holidays in it. And yes, I do think that they made a a good choice in the choices they made to make it modern. Like, we know why Willoughby does what he does. Like, in the film, they translate it better. And, I mean, it's still a little hard to go by, with everything with Edward. But, like, you buy it at the sense, he's looking for a career and stuff. But the headstone at the beginning, like, made me laugh so hard. Passionate lover. Sometimes embarrassed dad. Like, that made me laugh so hard. And I did a little digging because I was like, oh, when is this going to be released? But it's actually on Prime, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to check it out,
Sense and
I think
Sensibility, a modern retelling, and the Bagley family are representing.
Yeah.
They count for at least 3 in the cast, and then it's directed by Robbie Bagley and Camry Bagley Fox, and so it's a family affair, which is very cute.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
very believable that they're sisters and stuff.
Yeah,
Cause it's so funny because when the credits roll up, it's like everybody's got the same name, and I was like, I can't believe they made this movie.
Yeah,
and they still talking.
If my siblings and I were going to try to make a movie, that would not. It would be a horror movie. We all are so different. And
I
we all
don't even
are
know.
so different.
It would be.
It would be rough.
My family movie would be nothing but indifference to like anything like
It would not go well.
It'd be a minute and a half long.
So very impressive. Like, for instance, what they do with Willoughby is they have him be a musician, like a rock star, and he doesn't want to commit. Sort of like that's pretty good for.
Yeah, I think that's
a modern adaptation of Willoughby.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I thought it was cute, and I'm going to be actually talking with Camry tomorrow, so that will be on Hallmarkies podcast, and then we're going to do an episode on Sense and Sensibility. I'm seeing the re-release on Wednesday, so that will be fun.
I hope to see it
something
this
to
week
look forward to. Did you get to take a look at it at all, Michelle?
Yeah, I had a little look at it. I only got a chance to watch maybe half an hour, but I do agree that a lot of the choices that they make to sort of modernise make it a lot easier to overlook the shortcomings in terms of like the budget and things like that. But it's definitely well worth a look if you're looking for something that's sort of different.
Yeah.
Gotta try that holiday movie game that they do though, where they take bets on what's gonna happen when they watch a holiday movie game. I thought it was like, wait, this sounds fun, ingenious to do. I was like, I gotta try this.
All right. One last comment here. We have Jeremiah says, I agree. It has its good points, and I love Carrie, but it's not remotely the delight its fans say it is. There. Yeah. I mean, with the Grinch. Yeah. I just wish they hadn't made the Who's so unlikable, and it's a little frustrating because they go to all the work to have this incredible world building of Whoville and this just amazing sets, and yet then everything looks kind of dirty, and it's all shot with sort of a dirty filter to it. It all looks kind of, especially even on the big screen, and it's just kind of like, why did you go to all the work to not show your beautiful, creative sets? That I understand on the Grinch's side because he literally lives in a trash bin, but Whoville, I just, why did you do that?
I know, because that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work that went into that, because today they would have just done it in the void. It would all been green screen.
Yeah, it would all be green screen. You're right. Yeah, I know. You think about that and like Flintstones and things like that. Building the whole town.
Right, and like there's
only people who do that
level
now
in the craft there. Now it's just like
the only people who do that now are Christopher Nolan. Have you seen what he's doing with Odyssey?
I mean, I want to see that. When he was like, I'm gonna, there's gonna be like a what do they call it? A prequel, right? Whatever he's got, short thing to. Yeah,
it's gonna. There's gonna be the first 5 minutes are gonna be in front of Avatar.
Oh, well, okay. So I'm going to have to miss that because I'm not seeing Avatar. But I heard like he made like that prequel, and I was like, what? He made like a mini Troy movie? And people are saying it's incredible, like in IMAX to see. And I'm like, I can't wait for that.
I'm still a little concerned because I just think the story of the Odyssey is a little boring. But
If you
I
can
mean,
tell it right, you
the
know.
scope and the cast and the images that we're seeing, I definitely
Yeah.
am I am excited for it. It's gonna be good.
I'm still a little confused how people didn't realize. I mean, I'm sorry to the youngins, but some older people too were like, the Odyssey's a book, and I was like, pardon. I mean, it's like one of the oldest like pieces of literature.
I guess
Okay,
one thing if you haven't read it, but to have never heard of it
to never heard of
is
it. I so many that
genuinely
came.
surprising.
I had to go to my niece and nephew who are teens, and I was like, please tell me you know what the Odyssey is. And they were like, yeah, I think I got a and my sister's other nephew, we read it in school, and I was
Yeah.
like, bless, like.
Michelle, did you read the Odyssey in school? There?
Definitely not.
Oh no. Okay.
No,
We didn't read the Odyssey in school either. They didn't cover that for me.
no.
I read that on my own.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, I can't remember. Yeah, that was not one that we covered.
You didn't
in
have like a
school.
section on the Greek myths and on.
No.
No.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did. I
I
always
mean,
thought
I
it was
remember reading
boring.
Romeo and Juliet. I read that on my own. I was like, I'm just gonna seek that out on my own.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo
that
and Juliet we read in school.
Yeah, I read that in
Like,
school too. I think
'cause
almost
I don't even know if
everybody
they do Shakespeare anymore in school. Do they?
I think so. I think it still is. Is
Like,
still.
there's so much stuff that we did that they've moved on to like these sort of other,
I
other
appreciate
books,
that
which is
my
fun.
my freshman English teacher. We did some more creative stuff. We read Watership Down, which you don't hear about
No.
teens reading that much, but that was really fun. All right, like what did you read in school, Michelle?
Oh, God, I don't even really remember, like, in later years, but I remember reading, like, Carrie's War was a big one.
Did
Fantastic.
To Kill Mockingbird or
We
any
didn't really do much of the
Scarlet
classics.
Letter?
Yeah, I remember it was a lot of we done a Shakespeare. Like I totally, it was like a different language to me, and always has been.
Yeah.
It's
Romeo
just
and
not.
Juliet, or which?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Romeo and Juliet because I think a
It's the
lot of
most
us were.
accessible.
Yeah,
I
a
think they
lot of
opened
us were
like
like
a
wanting to.
cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shakespeare, I mean, y'all should definitely check out Hamnet.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm planning to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very
100%.
sad, and I didn't think it was like the best movie ever made, like some people, but it is. It's very solid. It's very quality.
Have you
well
read the book,
acted.
Rachel? Because I have not. So.
I have not, but
Mm.
but it's definitely worth seeing. It's a good movie. So, and Jesse Buckley, of course. Michelle and I, we both are huge champions for Wild Rose,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah. She's amazing.
so good. So there we go. I think that covers pretty much everything. I know this has been long, so thank you to both of you for doing this. I really appreciate
Rachel, do you mind
it.
if I rapid fire a couple of things?
Yeah, please.
So I just want to cover a couple of TV things that I've been watching recently.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So I'll say Welcome to Derry, one of the best horror shows in years. I think
Oh,
it's
no.
unbelievable, and I think if you're at all a fan of it, or you want a little bit more of the background, what it is, I think a lot of people just think of him as a clown. He's not. He's a entity, and he
You
can
have to have
shapeshift.
seen the It movies to watch this series.
No, but it does hit harder.
Okay.
And I think the way that they promoted the show, and then they completely pull the rug out for under you in the first episode, at the end of the first episode. Like, if you look at
Oh
the
wow.
poster that was released as promotional, and then the poster that they re-released after the first episode is hilarious. Like the way that they like
Yeah.
it's so cruel. It's so unbelievably cruel what they did. And I will say it is incredibly gory. So it is a horror show. So definitely be prepared for that. But it's unbelievable. The War Between the Land and the Sea, which is a Doctor Who
Oh.
spin-off. So the first 2 episodes of that are out. I'm not 100% sure if it's on Disney Plus. I think so. I've been watching it on BBC. It's only the first 2 episodes. They're short episodes. I think they're just under 40 minutes. I'm not 100% sold on it. So it's Russell Tovey, and it is I guess it's the Sea Devils from previous seasons of Doctor Who, and the premise is they were here before us, and they have
Ah.
come out of hibernation, and we have destroyed the Earth, we've destroyed the oceans, we've destroyed everything, and they essentially want us to pay for it. We've polluted their oceans, we've destroyed everything, and so it's that sort of, we can't really argue it. And Russell Tovey is the, I can't remember the name that they call him, but he's the person sort of outside of politics, outside of, he's the voice of humanity. And the reason that he was chosen is because he showed respect when a sea devil had fallen, and he blessed the corpse as a sign of respect, and it's the reason that they've chosen him to be the voice of humanity. So it's only the second episode. I'll give it a few more, but it's an interesting choice for a Doctor Who spin-off, and it's very much in the Doctor Who universe. Unit is a big part of it.
Nice.
So yes, it's a good one.
It says here that it's available to watch on iPlayer, but Disney Plus users will have to wait until next year. So it sounds like you probably need a VPN.
Yeah, it's
Which
worth
you can
checking
watch
out.
you really ought to consider getting one, Terry, because you can watch all of your like Portuguese shows and your other stuff. Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
Believe it or not, a lot of that
show.
stuff, a lot of that stuff is on YouTube. Like the network will air it, like, because a lot of those international shows actually air on YouTube, and YouTube has the ability for you to watch it in many languages. If it's not region locked, if like the person who uploads it doesn't
But I'm saying
region
if
lock
it is
to them-
region locked, you should get a VPN, and then it'll.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's plenty of way. There's plenty. Actually do have one, which I forgot I had one with my Nortons. But there's plenty of ways to watch all that. But yeah. But I'm surprised that Disney Plus is going to go ahead and air this, because I thought all that stuff with Doctor Who was over.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
just
the main
went-
show is.
it's went very badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole deal.
I heard it was
Oh
bad.
boy,
heard
I
that-
knew the minute it went to Disney, I was like, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, the first
know?
interview that I saw with Shruti, I was like, this is bad. Like
Yeah,
he's
I think it's
just
going
not.
back to. It's going
Yeah,
back
go-
to HBO, I think now.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Should have just kept it on HBO, but
Yeah,
I think maybe they should call it quits. I mean, it's had an amazing run, second run.
yeah.
You need
mean,
time to
I-
like retool and regroup and.
I
and
really
It's
hated
going-
that they started from over again. Just keep the seasons numbered right. Why do you have to start from number 1? And that was a whole Disney thing when they had to go to season 1. No, just keep
Yeah.
it in continuity.
Yeah,
And I think it really hurt, because I knew a lot of people who just watched it on BBC America too, and it was on there for and Disney is like, no, we got to watch it on Disney Plus. So I don't know. It's confusing because you cannot watch here in the States. You have to go all over the place to watch Doctor Who episodes.
yeah,
Like you have to go one place to watch classic, and they're starting to be more available. Like Tubi has them, but you have to watch them on BritBox. HBO Max only has like a certain amount of seasons, and it's like you have to search all over the place to like catch up or watch old episodes of Doctor Who.
Michelle, have you gotten to watch any Heartland season 19?
I've watched the first couple of episodes, but I'm going to do like a massive binge of it and
I'm
catch
never
up
gonna
on
be able
that.
to catch up on this show.
Nobody can catch up.
Nobody can catch up.
So just start now.
Can you jump in on any season and be okay, or
Yeah.
do you need
Much,
backstory?
yeah.
Yeah,
There might every once in a while they'll have somebody come back, like but they usually do like a little bit of a like introduction or whatever. But for the most part, I think you can.
Yeah.
Because like that's daunting. Season 19, I was like, well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back here.
it's incredible. It was a pretty good season of Heartland. Obviously it was pretty overwhelming trying to cover it, during the holiday season, but I was grateful that Micah was able to do that. And we had fun, and they kind of tried to end it on a cliffhanger.
Ooh.
For,
Also, they are coming back for a new season then.
Oh, they are definitely coming back. And I mean, I really think the show will keep going until Amber's tired of it, until she doesn't want to do it anymore. Because she's
That's
the only
amazing. That's an amazing run, though, for a
she's
family
the
show
only
like that.
linchpin. Like everything else can change and be gone or move, or like Jack is the other major character, but even he, like it's they could do a season without him. It's Amy is the one that, and so I think it'll just keep going until Amber is tired of it and she
It's
doesn't
an
hear that.
That's still an
Yeah.
amazing run for like a family show and a Canadian show. You know,
I mean,
it's
that's
an
why I
amazing
was so surprised to hear about The Way Home being the
Yeah.
second season is the last
one.
one.
You would think they'd
Because
have
they
like a
just-
6-season run.
Well, they just released it on Netflix, and every other show that I've covered that has had a Netflix release, it's
Yeah.
really given them a big bump. And that was certainly the case with Heartland. Once it got released on Netflix, it got a big bump, and then same thing with When Calls the Heart, and so I was just expecting that with the release on the Way Home onto Netflix, I was thinking, oh, we're going to get a whole bunch more seasons, but
Yeah, at least a 6-season run, right?
Yeah.
You'd think
I'm
like
surprised only
4,
4.
at least 5. You know, we could have gotten for 5. You know,
Yeah.
I guess we're lucky we have 4. But I do wonder
Yes,
what's
but
behind
that was
all that.
disappointing to hear that. But
Yeah.
anyway, so there we go. Did you cover, or do you have more?
Yeah, no, that's all. Thanks.
Good. That was good. I'm glad you reminded me. So there we go. That's everything. And I know it's been a long stream. Thank you to both of you. And thank you to everybody who's listened, made comments. Really appreciate it. Make sure that you're following me on all the social medias. And if you can like the stream and subscribe to the channel. It was very exciting. We just crossed 10,000 subscribers at Hallmarkies. That's been a big goal of mine all year. So I was very happy that I was able to achieve that. So that was very exciting. And so make sure you're checking out over there for lots of great content, especially during the holidays. And Terry, where can people find you?
I'm at Twitter at Flurry Heaven.
Great. And Michelle, what about you?
Twitter, Michelle R. Benson.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over the place. And of course, Hallmarkies Podcast. Make sure you check out KSL Movie Show, which the days that we air, usually it's on Friday, it starts at 11 Mountain Time. I'm just super, super excited about it. And I love being on it. So as long as I get to be on it, I love your support and checking that out. And we have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything we're doing. And I'm very excited for our December event for the patrons. We are going to be having the writer of Mistletoe Murders on. And so the patrons will get to ask like any questions that they have, or, you know, it's not recorded. So any kind of insider fun tidbits, should be very, very fun. And his name is, let's see here, Ken Kupuris is his name. He's going to be our guest, which is super cool. And I'm excited about that one. So that's kind of cool things you can get to do for the Patreon, and just get to support the podcast. And then we have the merch store, where we have tons of fun designs, movie designs, theater designs. Oh, I forgot to talk about theater. Gosh, I have seen a bunch of Christmas Carol. I've seen 2 White Christmases, Noises Off, which was really fun. And Elf. I saw Elf, and that was really fun. So some good stuff over there as well. But anyway, that's everything. And let us know what you think, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
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 Merry Christmas.